name's James Lenoble. I'm a producer in the computer games industry, and I'm here with Firesprite Games today.
So my name's Jim Shacklott. I'm a audio QA engineer at Creative Assembly.
My name's Scott. I work at Rebellion and I'm a community manager.
Hi, I'm Luke Woods. I work for Milky Tea Studios and I'm a 3D environment artist. Hi.
Okay, so how long have you been working in the game industry for?
So I've been working for 18 months, which is like literally the whole development time of the game that we're working on. I kind of literally came straight out of uni and jumped straight into the industry, which is really cool.
I think it's like 3 years today, I think, actually.
Today?
Or it's like around.
Happy anniversary.
It's pretty much like 3 years bang on. It might be in a day or two, actually.
Nice. And how do you feel about knowing that you made it for 3 whole years?
It's good. It's good.
Have you always wanted to work in the games industry?
Kind of, yeah.
Obviously inspired by like a game that you might have heard of, it's called Beyond Good and Evil.
I don't know.
It was a really interesting game. Yeah.
Is that like Green Lips?
Search it up. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So that was like a massive inspiration, obviously, as well as a bunch of other games.
So actually, I was doing streaming before I got my job, and then somebody mentioned the job role community manager to me, and I didn't even know that existed because there was always programming and that kind of stuff that you automatically assume when you think about gaming and that kind of stuff. And I didn't know community management existed until I was mentioning it. And then after I was like, I really kind of want to do community management. So that got my interest in gaming.
So I got quite fortunate when I was 18. I was working in a pub and I met a guy who was a producer at Bizarre Creations, and he came in and said, do you want to do some play testing over the summer for a couple of months? And then that was my into the games industry, was play testing Project Gotham Racing 4 and the club, and I just played that, and we set the difficulty levels based on my lap times and results and stuff like that, and that's how I got in.
A lot of it was being in the right place at the right time and just like keeping my eyes out for jobs. I also, before I got my job at CA, I was doing remote QA testing with a company called, I think it's like VMC, they basically do a lot of like multiplayer stress testing and stuff for things. So there's a lot of like working on early builds of like multiplayer games.
And you say you did that remotely? So
yeah, so that was just doing it from home. I think I was just Googling stuff at one point and it kind of came up, or it might have been like an advert. So I applied for it and just like, yeah, cool, here's some details. They're based in Canada, so it was always kind of like awkward timings.
Yeah.
There were quite a few where it was like, hey, you need to be up at like 3 AM, but yeah, you got paid for it, which was nice because it was a kind of incentive to actually do it. And yeah, it sent to Bully CD, and it did help, definitely. It was that little extra step just to kind of be like, I'm not just someone fresh out of uni.
Yes.
Like I've got a bit of experience.
So did you go to uni?
Yes.
So were you doing that while you were at university?
No, I started doing that just after I finished, basically.
I just kind of sat in my room after uni, like doing nothing for like 6 months before like everyone in my life said get a job. So then I kind of like just applied to loads of different places around Liverpool. And there's a bunch of really cool game studios in Liverpool as well around the Baltic area. Luckily enough, Milky Tea Studios, who was actually like those are the guys I wanted to go with. So they took me on, which was really cool.
I studied IT and multimedia, which was a very strange course and didn't actually cover games that much. And I only went into that because I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I was just going through life, not really sure what to do. I only knew once I heard about community management, and I ended up in community management, which was nice.
So do you think that you necessarily need to go to uni to work in the games industry, or?
No.
The one thing I personally think is most important is having a solid portfolio. If you've gone to university to build up that portfolio, or you've worked on your own at home to build up that portfolio, I think the end product of having a portfolio, whether it's a design, art, or like a code portfolio, I think that's the most important thing in my opinion.
So what did you study at university?
I did music and sound technology.
So it makes sense.
Yes. I did my dissertation on like game sound, but we didn't have any like direct modules on it. So it was very much kind of like off my own back to do it and pursue it. And
yeah. So you had to make your own portfolio in your own.
Yeah. Having like the drive and the kind of the right attitude. Yeah, a degree doesn't make you. It doesn't guarantee you a job or anything. Like it helps, and it helps kind of show that you're focused and stuff, but it doesn't really matter we've got programmers who don't have degrees and things like that, and we've got programmers who have doctorates. So it's both ends of the scale.
If you want to get into games, you know, you've just got to show that you're passionate about it, be eager, always be learning, like always, like if you don't understand something, ask someone. You'll find most people who work in the games industry are more than willing to like pass on knowledge and help people. You know, we're a friendly bunch as game devs, so yeah, just be passionate about it. If it's what you want, go for it. And there are multiple routes in. You've just got to find yours.
Get yourself out there. Get a Twitter account. Just be social, essentially.
Twitter.
I mean, that's very hard because I'm not a very social person either. So, like, that's the difficult part. But you have to do it.
There's so many different jobs in gaming itself that you probably wouldn't even think of, but there's so many that require social skills, and it's nice to see people with social skills as well. That's a strong selling point for all of those type of jobs. Like streaming, for example, you want to see people who stream, so you do that. Personally, just as a hobby, you're probably more likely to get hired for anything that requires streaming. Community management, if I was to hire anybody, I want somebody who has their own kind of community or is at least a big part of the community and helps manage that kind of stuff.
Everyone takes their own path. There are multiple ways in the games industry. I will admit I was lucky to have met a guy who offered me a playtesting gig, but once I was in, I was eager and I was always learning, always asking for people to explain stuff to me and just learning on the job, and yeah, just wanting to learn and not wanting to leave the games industry.
I actually didn't get the job originally. I interviewed for it and it was on the other team at CA, and I know now that it was literally like a 49-51 sort of % on who got it. Like they were very umming and ahhing, so I didn't get that one, and I was super gutted because the interview had gone really well and I felt really good coming out of it. But about 2 weeks later or something, I got another email from my now boss. So basically just offering me a job.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, because they needed someone on the other team.
Yeah.
So it was really kind of
that shows don't give up.
Yeah, exactly. It was this roller coaster of emotions, but the fact that I'd interviewed well and like knew what I was talking about enough to come across well was really good, because it meant that when the Total War guys were like, hey, we need someone to do this, did you have anyone else you'd interviewed that you'd recommend?
Nice.
They could just go straight to me, and it was great.
Their skills don't have to directly connect, they just need to be similar and it's transferable. So that's a really good thing to put on your CV. If you see anything that is there as a requirement, just put something that you've done similar to it, even if it's not direct, and just apply for things even if you don't have all of the criteria, because even if you get rejected, at least you tried.
Yeah.
But you've got more chance of getting the job if you actually apply. Whereas if you don't apply, you'll never.
Yeah, that's very good advice. So it's like having more confidence in yourself.
Yeah.
You've really got to be on it. Like, it needs to almost be a job. You need to be putting in like 100% if you want to do it, because if you kind of like half-assing it a bit, you're just going to make life hard on yourself in the long run, because you're going to, like, you know, if you're sending out loads of applications and things, like tailor your CV and write a cover letter for that rather than just copy pasting things, because you'll make a mistake. I definitely look back and think like maybe if I'd spent less time playing video games, ironically.
But you got to stay on top of video games.
But yeah, exactly. Like, you know, you need a break and you have to relax as well. But like,
manage your time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Use your time well. Don't sort of faff around too much, but you need to give yourself breaks.
Yeah.
So Arcos Path is a VR game which requires no controller. It already requires head movement, so it's basically almost anybody can play it. You can find it on Steam, the Oculus Store, Viveport, and PlayStation VR as well. So it's also on the PlayStation 2.
Hyperball Tournament, our game by Milky T. It's kind of a sports brawl kind of game, 2v2 PvP. It's really fun, it's really cool, and it's going to be out early next year, around March time on Steam, and then it will be on Switch, Xbox, PS4.
Games of Persistence. It was developed at Firesprite Games based in Liverpool City Centre. You can find us at firesprite.com. We're on Twitter at Firesprite, I think it is. If it's not, it's at Firesprite Games. Yeah.
Awesome.
Cool, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
So we're showing off Total War 3 Kingdoms. It's out spring next year, 2019. So I do post on Twitter occasionally, but it's mainly like dog pics pictures and Simpsons quotes, but it's at Jim Shackler.
Nice, thank you.
Thank you very much.
People might see this ginger god and be like, oh, where can I see more of him?
eBay.